It is great to be back in this studio, sitting at this desk, and bringing you another exciting season of Sports Talk. Hello and welcome back, McKinney ISD sports fans. I'm Tyler Sloan. I hope you enjoyed your summer. Maybe you relaxed at the pool, traveled on vacation, or just stayed inside where the AC was nice and cool. Today we open up the 2013-2014 school year with a sport whose student athletes have been hard at work preparing for the season that starts this week, and that's volleyball. I'll chat with the head coaches of Boyd, North, and McKinney High about the upcoming season and what their expectations are for their squads. So without further ado, I declare this season of Sports Talk to begin right now. High volleyball team getting ready to start their season tonight with two games on the docket. They have Waxahachie and Wiley that they're getting ready to play, and I'm joined by their head coach, Jessica Camp. And Coach, thanks so much for joining us and being here your first time on Sports Talk.
Yes. Yay.
Last season, I should say, was a difficult season as far as district. You have a lot of tough teams. Of course, we all know about Boyd and then the Plano schools. And going into this upcoming season, how do you get your team to become a little more competitive in that district and possibly get in the playoffs?
We had to build a lot of confidence last year, and it was hard when you're not winning much. But I feel like the girls, they've done that. They have confidence, and they believe that they can go to the state or go to playoffs, and I believe it too. And so we just keep working every day with that intensity and practice that this is our goal, and we're going to do what we can do to make it happen. We have great leadership that is pushing that every day, and we remind each other of that, like, hey, this is our goal. Let's do it. And so we keep working hard.
And they certainly gained a lot of confidence from the last game of their season against Boyd, where it was the crosstown rivalry. You really had nothing to lose in that game as a team, and you pushed Boyd, who was a state semifinalist. They could have, gone to the state finals and won the state. In 5A, you pushed them to 5 sets, and that's really an incredible accomplishment for your team who hadn't taken a set off Boyd before.
Right, and it was the funniest feeling because we go into that and, we were always hyped up for Boyd, and we go in there and they just start playing, and I almost think that they kind of shocked themselves with how well they were playing, and, and then it's like, we can really do this. We really can, and they just kept pushing, and after the game, for us, it was a victory. For us, it was just we felt so good about it, and going into the next year, we're like, we can actually do that. We can beat them, and we can, we could do something special even after having a rough season.
What has your preseason schedule been like? What have you done to help prepare your team for this upcoming season? I know that preseason in volleyball, there's not necessarily a lot of time to get ready.
Right. We kind of we have 3 seniors that are great leaders, all very different in the way that they lead, but they're just incredible seniors. And then other than that, we're fairly young. And so we're playing some easier tournaments to get used to playing with each other. And then we'll start playing in, Allen tournament and tougher teams to start figuring out how we're going to deal with, struggle and adversity when we get to the higher level volleyball. And so we're gradually working our way up once we figure out how to play with each other.
Your 3 seniors, who you have Aaron Hoppy, of course, who's our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Megan Drummond, and also Desiree Parker. How vital is it for them to be that example for the younger players on the team?
They're so wonderful, and they work hard. I couldn't ask anything more of them. All of them, like I said, are very different. Desiree's our spirited one that's going to get us hyped up and random yells and stuff like that. And Megan Drummond, she's our setter, and you would never tell if she had a bad day. You would never know because she works hard all the time, and she keeps such good composure. And then Erin Hoppy is kind of our dynamic player, and she's going to put the ball down on front row, and she's a great court leader as a setter. There's only 3 of them, but they're so big. They're so big to our team and to what we're doing.
You mentioned how you have a young group of players, and you have 2 freshmen that made the varsity, and they've got a good chance to be a big impact on this team.
They do. One will most likely have the libero spot, and the other one outside hitter, playing all the way around. So we'll have 2 freshmen on there. But when you look at our team, if you were to play us and look at our team, you would never know they were freshmen, because they have that confidence, and the team members have that confidence in them. They fit right in with the group of girls that are just loving and enjoy volleyball and enjoy each other, and you would never know that they were freshmen, that it was their first year.
You have a lot of really good tournaments that are going to prepare your team for the upcoming district schedule. You play at the Den Ryan tournament and the Frisco ISD tournament, as well as the Allen tournament, and Allen's in your district, so that'll be a good chance to really see where you're at.
Yes, it should be interesting. I know we're in pool play with Bishop Lynch, and last year we got to see Amarillo and Lovejoy, and so there's just a lot of big teams in there that we'll get to play against and hopefully do a little better than we did last year. But it'll be good for us to see those and see that opponent on the other side that we'll see in district.
What do you, as a coach, do as far as like you're viewing the tournament as a tournament where you're going to play several matches maybe in one day or over the course of 2 or 3 days versus, you know, your regular non-district games where you play maybe once or twice a week?
I mean, we have a tournament this weekend, the Denton Ryan tournament, so we'll get hopefully 5 matches out of that. And for us right now, that's what we need to do, is we need to play and we need to see how we all work together. And then when we play in the Allen tournament in Frisco and get a little bit more difficult teams, it'll be interesting to see how we deal with that, being young and new with each other.
And the players, they always seem to enjoy those tournaments and enjoy those sort of experiences more than just the everyday, you know, I'm going to play Tuesday, Friday, and that's my week.
Yes, it's good for team bonding and just getting to hang out. And the Denton Ryan tournaments are very long days, but they enjoy it, and they just like hanging out with each other, which is good to have.
When we talked to some of the players last season, they said that they really united the team, that they really got along well, and that they've really had high expectations for this group this season. How's that team chemistry play as far as, you know, from last year building on it going into this year?
We had to work for that last year and just build a different type of respect with each other and with the coaches, and it was a little bit of a rebuilding even though we had 6 seniors. But going into this year, we're just building on that still, and we have a great dynamic. A lot of the seniors have come back and written us letters like, good luck, and we know you can do it. So it's nice to have that support coming back down from the seniors. But our team unity, I mean, even after a week and, you know, 2 newbies to the program, it's really a great team unity, and I enjoy being around them every second.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Not always do you have players that come back after they've graduated to write letters to the team.
Yeah.
When we talk about this district, obviously we want to get to this before we finish. You know, obviously you have the teams that were strong last year, Boyd, Plano West, and the likes. And your goal really isn't, you know, trying to win the district necessarily, but you really just want to try and get as many wins as possible, get in the playoffs, and, you know, try and pick off as many teams as you can. So what are your sort of expectations or goals that you're putting on the players that you want them to accomplish this year?
Our main goal is just to go to playoffs. And so, you know, I think we would all be okay with the 4th spot because it's playoffs and it's something that they haven't done in a long time, and it's something I haven't done with them. And then build on that, because the higher position you have in your district, the more chances you have of going further. And so I feel like that's just our team goal, is playoffs, and then we'll go from there.
Well, Coach Camp, thanks so much for joining us today, and I'm looking forward to talking to you later in the season, and we'll get that update about McKinney High and see how you guys have been along the way.
Thank you.
McKinney High again opening up tonight against Waxahachie and Wiley. Both those games are at Wiley, and they'll open up the season, and looking forward to getting prepared for that tough district slate.